In this video, I'm going to teach you about the component catalog. To navigate to the catalog, go to the sidebar and click on Fence. The catalog is the top option. The catalog organizes all your fence components in a structured, easy-to-navigate system. It follows a hierarchical layout similar to many catalogs you may have seen before. The catalog is separated into fence types. Each fence type is further broken down into categories. For example, a chain link fence includes categories like pipe and tube, chain link mesh, and fittings. Within each category, you'll find collections, which are groups of related components. Master Hulco's catalog follows the same structure. Their catalog is divided by fence type, with categories for each type. Within each category are tables, what we call collections. Each table is a list of related components. Here's a collection of regular tension bands, available in different sizes, and here are a couple of other collections of different types of tension bands. To navigate the catalog, use the tree view on the left. This visually represents the hierarchy and helps you quickly find what you need. I will return to this page shortly, but first I want to provide a brief overview of the data structure of components in the catalog. This component is a 2 3/8 inch tension band. The name is displayed here in this field. Beside it, you will see a system number. A system number is a unique auto-generated identifier comprised of 7 alphanumeric codes separated by dashes. Each section represents an attribute of the component. Those attributes are listed here on this card. If I change any of the attributes here, the system number will automatically update. The first section of the system number represents the fence type. CL stands for chain link. The second section represents the category. FT stands for fittings. The third section represents the collection. TBANDS represents tension bands. 2.375 is the diameter of the terminal post it fits around. This is a required field for this type of component. The next two sections are optional for this type of component. They don't affect any algorithms in the app. You can leave them blank or use them to store extra information like material gauge or width. This additional information can help you identify the parts with only the system number. The last section represents the color. The system number is designed to be predictable and intuitive, so you can understand what component it represents just by looking at it. Other optional data can be added to a component, such as weight, price, your part number, a SKU, other reference numbers, and an image. All your components must follow this format to function properly in the app. To simplify this, we've preloaded the system with most common components. We've also created a tool that allows you to import your existing component database and merge it with the system, ensuring correct formatting. That tool will be discussed in another video. The app also allows you to add multiple vendors per component and designate one as the default. This is useful if you purchase the same component from different suppliers. That's a basic overview of a component. Now, let's go through the process of setting up a new fence type manually in the catalog. While there is a bulk import tool, going through the steps manually will help illustrate how the system works. The fence type page lists all the different types of fences set up in your catalog. To add a new fence type, click the button at the top right. I need to give it a name. I'll call it ornamental steel. Next, I need to assign an ID. I'll use OS for ornamental steel. This ID will become the first section of the system number, as explained earlier. I can now upload an image to represent this fence type. When I click Save, I am directed to the Fence Type Details page where I can add categories, set default fence heights, and specify the available colors for this fence. I will add the following categories and assign them IDs. Panels, PL. Posts, PT. Hardware, HW. Gates, GT. Gate hardware, GH. You can see the tree view starting to take shape on the left. This fence type will be available in 4-foot, 5-foot, and 6-foot heights. For this demonstration, I will only add black, but I could include more colors. Now that we have categories, I'll start adding collections within them. For the panels category, I'll create a collection for residential 3-rail spear top panels and assign it the ID OS3 spear. You can use any unique alphanumeric code as an ID, but I prefer something descriptive to help identify the collection's contents. Now, I need to assign an attribute to this collection. Collection attributes are essential when building fences later in the app. There are 7 possible choices. 1. Fits around or on a post. This applies to components that fit specific post sizes, such as tension bands, brace bands, post caps, and certain gate hardware. 2. Available for different fence heights. Includes panels as well as chain link mesh, tension bars, fence boards, and slats. 3. Top rail and full-length chain link pipe. 4. Posts. Choose this for collections containing fence posts. 5. Gates. Select this when creating a collection of gates. 6. Lumber and vinyl profiles, suitable for collections of dimensional lumber or vinyl profiles. 7. Default. Use this if the components don't fit into any of the above categories. Since this is a collection of panels that are available for different fence heights, I am going to choose varies based on fence height. If you're unsure about how to classify a collection of components, use this help tip here. We've listed common components and their recommended attributes. You can also upload an image to represent this collection. Once saved, this collection appears in the tree view. Now I'll start adding individual components. I'll add 3 components, a 4-foot, 5-foot, and 6-foot fence panel. Required fields include name, dimensions, and color. There are no strict rules for naming components. I prefer to include plenty of details to prevent confusion with similar components and to improve searchability within the app. The selected attribute will determine which dimensions are required here. The height attribute requires dimension 3, which is the fence height in inches. This panel is for a 48-inch tall fence, so I will enter 48, although the actual height of this panel may be less than 48 inches. To add the 5-foot and 6-foot panels quickly, I'll modify the name, adjust the height, and update weight and cost before selecting Save As. Now that you understand how to set up components within a collection, category, and fence type, I'll handle the rest of the components behind the scenes to spare you the tedious details. The steps for adding these components follow the same structured approach we covered earlier. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. As you can see, I've set up some posts, 2-inch, 16-gauge, and 2 lengths, 72 inches and 96 inches. I also set up some hardware components, fasteners, end brackets, boulevard line brackets, and a post cap. Gate hardware includes a gate kit, hinges, and a latch. Now that the panels, posts, and hardware are set up, let's take a closer look at gates. A gate collection consists of a single gate type with all available opening sizes and heights. Master Halco's catalog follows this structure. Here's an industrial single swing gate as an example. The first column lists different opening sizes. The remaining columns list available fence heights. I will set up this gate in a similar manner. First, I will create a collection for this gate, and I will select the Gates attribute from the drop-down menu. Now I am going to add some gate components to this collection. I'll set up a single swing gate for the 3-rail ornamental steel fence with 2 opening size ranges, 1 inch to 48 inches and 48 inches to 96 inches. I will follow the same process as adding other components, however, you'll notice that all 3 dimensions are required for gates. The first dimension represents the minimum opening of the gate, the second dimension is the maximum opening, and the third dimension is the height of the fence. All dimensions are in inches. I will repeat this for each height, 4 foot, 5 foot, and 6 foot. I now have set up all the required components for the residential spear top fence. In the next video, I'll show you how to create a fence template using the components we just set up.